welcome to my new video. This is Muffet. This video is all about anxiety attacks and how to prevent them. I decided to make this video because I did have an anxiety attack last week, so I do have the whole scenario fresh in my mind. I do know some effective tools which I do regularly use to prevent anxiety attacks. Unfortunately, sometimes external circumstances can cause us to be a little bit lower on our energy resources and unable to fight things, especially if we have particularly stubborn anxiety. But it is absolutely possible to have moments of clarity. It is absolutely possible to prevent anxiety attacks. I have done this and I have experienced this, so I am hoping that these tools will be of some use to you. So the two main tools in preventing anxiety attacks are awareness and also self-care. So in regards to awareness, I just want to make it clear, I mean, it may be for you, but for me, anxiety attacks are definitely not random. If I am aware of my thought process, I can pretty much predict every single time that I'm going to have an anxiety attack. I pretty much cause myself to have them. So what happened last week was absolutely no surprise to me. I was aware of my thoughts, but I was just kind of down. My energy was low. I was feeling a little bit depressed about external circumstances, nothing hormonal or internal. I was just in regards to an external circumstance. So it was not as easy to apply my usual tips and tricks to overcome the situation. But yes, I was very aware that this was going to happen to me, and it did. And so in regards to awareness, basically it's all about screening your thoughts. There's a way that we cause ourselves to have an anxiety attack. I know that there are lots of different circumstances, lots of different people, different stress responses. I'm sharing my personal situation. If you have similar experiences, this might help you. And if it does, please make sure to comment. I would love to see if it's helpful for anyone else. But in regards to awareness, for me, the moment that I wake up and I start like a broken record saying, okay, I have to do this. And then I just keep pushing myself and pushing myself and pushing myself mentally, and I keep obsessing over that thought. And let's say I'm doing other things, or maybe I don't so much have the desire to do said task that day, and I'm kind of just avoiding it by getting busy with other things. Maybe I'm really not looking forward to it for whatever reason. It's not in me that day. Or maybe I'm just busy with other things. But basically, when I start that, and then I keep doing it, and I keep doing it, and I keep doing it, and I keep doing it like a broken record. So if you keep repeating this thing that you have to do, and you keep repeating that to yourself over and over and over and over and over throughout the day, you're going to give yourself anxiety. You are putting a lot of pressure and a lot of stress and a lot of expectation upon said thing, and you are creating this sense of urgency in your mind, telling yourself over and over again throughout the day that you have to perform said task at said time, and then like threatening yourself mentally, and if I don't, this terrible thing is going to happen. These people are going to be disappointed. after that people won't trust me, or like if or whatever doomsday scenario you're creating, you are not helping yourself. You are not helping yourself. Anxiety is really irrational. In reality, you think that you're pushing yourself, and you think you're giving yourself tough love, and you think that you're giving yourself a push to do something, but really what you're doing is you're slowly debilitating yourself. You're like creating this snowball of stress, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And if you don't perform said tasks that you have told yourself you have to do, and you have to do it at said time, and that you've been kind of building up and building up, then you will end up very likely with an anxiety attack, or you will end up feeling very, very, very depressed because you have just completely mentally exhausted yourself or freaked yourself out and just completely debilitated yourself from performing said task. And over the long term, this kind of pattern of behavior is very negative, because you will start associating that task with the stress and with the anxiety. So maybe you actually do enjoy doing said thing, even if if you are an anxious person, sometimes it's hard to get started doing something, even though once you're doing it, you're totally fine, and you even enjoy it. But sometimes if you have anxiety, it's really hard to be there and to do it and to start. And unfortunately, with this pattern and this lack of awareness of your thoughts, and this snowball effect, you're just going to start associating that task with the stress and anxiety and the pressure that you make yourself feel about it. So definitely awareness is a very important tool. Repeating it over and over again in your head is not going to help you perform the task. What I do and what helps me is I change have to want, and I change it to I would like to. And I try to also like let it go and not constantly be, repeating it to myself over and over again. So when I have the self-awareness, when I am in a calm state of mind, what I will do is I'll change have to in my mind to I would like to perform said task today. And maybe what I will do is say, oh, I want to do it because then, and I would think about the positive things that could happen because of doing that. And instead of creating this snowball of stress, negativity, and like self-criticism, and just self-deprecating thoughts, I try to create like this cake of like layers of wow, and then I could do this and I would enjoy it because of this, and this could be the positive effect. So yes, I would like to do said thing today. You could build this cake instead of this snowball of negativity. You could build this nice cake very slowly in your mind throughout the day, but try to also just let go and just let it go. Just letting it go from your mind does not mean you're not going to do it. It is still present in your mind very much so. It is still, the impetus will still be there. So I would not worry about having to constantly think about it. It's really, really not necessary. So just let it go. Let yourself get in the mood, to do said task, to perform said thing, or to simply find the right time to do said thing. And, stop punishing yourself. Stop repeating the same thing to yourself over and over again. Try changing have to like to. Try to avoid the self-deprecating, punishing, doomsday scenario type thoughts, and instead think of the reasons why you would like to do said thing, and just try to relax. I know when you have anxiety, that is not easy. but just try to relax and let go and breathe. So just screen your thoughts, be aware, and most of all, just breathe, just let it go. Sometimes you're creating a lot of anxiety because maybe you're just really not in the mood. Maybe you just got this an idea in your head of it must be done today. I need to, upload said thing once a week, or I need to, do this specific thing once a day. In some cases, maybe that's not really true, and maybe you are not in the mood, and maybe you need to wait for the right time when you can organically really feel it and be into it. And if it's something that you have to do, then there are healthier ways to get in the mood, and to help yourself rather than debilitating yourself to perform said tasks. So another awareness tool, unlike screening yourself throughout the day, what you can do, and what I like to do sometimes before I go to bed, is instead of thinking of all the things that you failed to do that day, for example, I didn't, make said phone call that I said I was going to do, I didn't draw said thing that I was going to do. Instead of just listing all these things that you failed to do throughout the day, before you go to bed, try listing at least 5 things that you did do. And it can be simple and it can be abstract. It can be as simple as, well, I did walk the dog today, or I did take care of myself today, or I ate healthy today, or I connected with a friend today. Whatever it is, I'm sure you can find 5 things that you did do today. So it's basically taking the frame of mind away from what I have not done, what I have to do, towards what I have accomplished, what I would like to do. So that is another one of the awareness tools. The other tool would be self-care. Now, self-care is more, so awareness is more for anxiety attack prevention, and preventing, too much anxiety to the point where you just blow up. Self-care assists with that, but it's also usually used in response to when you've already had an anxiety attack. So let's say you have not been aware, or you just have been unable to prevent an anxiety attack. At the very least, if you were aware enough to know that you were going to get an anxiety attack, honestly, that's a very good thing, because that shows that you're becoming aware of your habits, your mental thought patterns. So if you're unable to avoid it for whatever reason, self-care becomes the tool to kind of rehabilitating yourself. So if you fail to avoid an anxiety attack, self-care is really important to rehabilitating yourself so that you can get back on track. So this is why anxiety is very irrational, because not only do you not help yourself, you slowly debilitate yourself, and then if you do have an attack, you're kind of out of commission. It's different for everybody. It could be 24 hours, it could be a few days, it could be a week. So then you're kind of out of commission to doing anything for a while after an anxiety attack. So self-care is a tool for basically helping yourself heal and helping yourself process afterward. So if you do have an anxiety attack, I would create space. So at that time, it's all about taking a mental vacation. So taking a mental vacation from judging thoughts, self-deprecating thoughts, from demands, from expectations, from pressures. Think of it as, taking a mental vacation in that sense. People with anxiety may tend to see this as selfish. Allow yourself to be selfish then, but I would rather call it centered. Let yourself be centered. Stop being out here thinking about other people and their expectations and their needs and what they need from you. So people with anxiety can be people who have a lot of sensitivity in regards to other people's feelings and other people's needs, and just this constant awareness of others instead of yourself and your needs can definitely lead to anxiety attacks. So you need to take a vacation from others' needs, and you need to basically take care of yourself. And what would that entail? That entails whatever it is that brings you comfort, whether it's sitting around in a hoodie and watching Netflix, whether it's just not planning out your day for a few days, whether it's sleeping for longer periods, taking a bath, going to get your nails done, whatever it is that you enjoy, just absolutely pamper yourself for a bit and just turn your mind off as best you can. I will be uploading some meditation videos in the future, but really anything can be a meditation, so find whatever works for you in regards to healing. Stay away from critical thoughts, stay away from pressure, and stay away from thinking of others and their expectations and their needs from you for as long as you are able. So self-care is also important in the sense that sometimes we have anxiety attacks because we're avoiding something that maybe is really not in tune with us. I think in many cases, really it's things that you do enjoy, but because you have trouble getting to it, you start to associate them with that stress and that pressure you put on yourself. But in some cases, maybe it was just not the right time. Maybe it's something you really just didn't want to do, and you convince yourself to do it for other people, or you decided that it was necessary and you just put this expectation on yourself. So I think another good thing about self-care is taking time to shut off from everything else and tune in and find out, you know, what do I really want? A lot of times we lose touch with what we really want to do and with what is actually important to us because we get so caught up in needing to be productive or needing to have a show of force, validating our experience, validating who we are and our value and ridiculous things like that. So self-care is also the time to become in tune with, okay, so what do I actually want to do? Is this really something I want to do? Is this something I want to continue doing? Is this something that I enjoy? So definitely give yourself space and internalize and, you know, figure that out. And then slowly but surely, after really caring for yourself and really going easy and really just trying to press the pause button and not push yourself, you should be back to the state of mind where you can try again. And in this case, approach whatever task it is in a healthy manner, in a way that you can organically and authentically do whatever it is that you need to do, or rather want to do, in a way that is in tune with you, in a way that is centered, in a way that is calm and clear without making it really, really difficult. So that was my video about how I avoid anxiety attacks and also how I recover from an anxiety attack and am then able to get back on track with, you know, the day-to-day. I hope that was helpful for you, and I am always very open to suggestions and appreciate feedback, so feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time.